but I'm Kaila Love, the AI homegirl, and I'm really excited to be here today to tell a really powerful story, the story of Sopa de Piedra. It's a Wednesday miracle. What's up, Camilo? What's going on? Steph is joining from LA. Excited for this session. Hey, Guillermo, Esperanza. Awesome. It's so wonderful to see everybody here. And you're going to get to know me through my storytelling because I think that there's so much power in telling stories. And sometimes I can tell you and better than or I could show you better than I can tell you, rather. So I'm going to start off with a parable. And if it doesn't make sense, then just stick along with it because it's going to make sense in just a moment here. So welcome. And can everybody hear me okay? Can I get some thumbs up or some reactions in the chat? Just let me know that you're with me. Okay, I'm seeing a little confetti burst. Hey, 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 it's a party in here. Awesome. Awesome. So let me go ahead and share the story of Sopa de Piedra. Okay. So this is a story that takes place a long, long time ago in a village of people that were struck with famine. The people there were hungry and becoming homeless. Pondering these conditions, one of the village boys went down to the riverbanks trying to catch fish, but he was not successful. However, in the corner of his eye, he noticed a perfectly smooth and round stone, unlike the others, that caught his attention. And he was so hungry that he began to hallucinate and saw the stone morph into a fish, the thing he was trying to catch. And so, even though he did not return with fish, he returned with this stone, a bucket of water, and a vision. With nothing to lose, he began to boil them. And after about an hour, steam began to rise, sparking curiosity from a neighbor. What are you making there? Sopa de piedra, stone soup, the boy exclaimed with excitement. And this excitement seemed to perk up his hungry neighbors, who then confessed that he had nothing but a half a piece of bread that day. Again, these people were starving in famine. They're seeing this commotion in the village. What's going on? It smells so good. Can I have some? And the boy said, "Oh, sure. You do, but do you have anything to add? We can share." "Well, I do have an onion," said the neighbor. And the boy said, "Excellent. Throw it in." And the neighbor did. So now, with the stone and the onion, the boy continued to stir the soup, his sopa, and sure enough, another villager came along, smelling the fragrant aroma of the onion, and asked the boy what he was making. "Sopa de piedra, stone soup," the boy exclaimed with excitement. And with a rumbling stomach, the villager begged to have some soup. Like he told the first neighbor, the boy agreed and asked the villager if he had something to share. "Well, I do have a tomato," the villager said. "Excellent! Throw it in," said the boy, and the villager did. And now, with the stone and the onion and the tomato, the boy continued to stir the soup. And sure enough, another hungry villager came along, curious at what was being brewed. And the boy once again excitedly exclaimed, "Sopa de piedra, stone soup." And the villager said, "Oh, I'm so hungry. Can I please have some?" Once again, the boy said yes, asking if the villager could also add something to the sopa to share. "Well, I do have a fish I caught earlier today." "Excellent! Throw it in," said the boy, and the villager did. And so, one by one, and then two by two, and then three by three, the villagers came together to join the boy in creating Sopa de Piedra, a soup that was simply an ordinary stone and a bucket of water just hours before. And then finally, the village elder came to the gathering, sensing the commotion. "What do we have here?" "We are making Sopa de Piedra, stone soup." And without being asked, the elder knew exactly what she would contribute, declaring, "I have been waiting for this." And from her pocket, she pulled out a wooden container that had ancient salt. And with that final pinch of salt, the sopa de piedra was ready. From what started with an idea, this simple hope that there would be soup, sustenance, the boy turned a stone into a meal that fed a village. And that, my friends, is the story of Sopa de Piedra. I'm gonna go ahead and put up this, my little extra screen here so I can make sure that I see some of the comments. Hey, what's going on, Zachary? Welcome, welcome. And why this story means so much to me, why this story is the foundation for how I am building every business, every communal experience, and how this story informs all of the actions that I'm taking moving forward. Because in these times when we are limited on resources, when it feels that things are impossible, when there's crackdowns, when the government is shutting down, when budgets are getting cut left and right, and people are hungry and there's famine, they're being starved for sustenance, but for inspiration, for hope, for encouragement, that when we come together in comunidad and show that everybody has something to contribute and those contributions are validated, then we can create Sopa de Piedra for the community. And that's what I was able to do with my home-based hackathon. And this was my making of my Sopa de Piedra. So let me go ahead and show you that part 2 here. Mi Sopa de Piedra, the hackathon. This hackathon is my Sopa de Piedra. So here we have myself, I have the mayor here, Trav from Lovable, Renee Turcios, who is an incredible founder, a major thought leader in like the AI space, XIA, Teresa, who is running a social impact for good, remotely good, she's a founder of Adavia, my friend Robert, and even Zachary, some people that aren't even on this flyer because we had so many people contributing to the SOPA. See, I started with nothing but a stone. It was just an idea. And you might have that stone in your minds right now, feeling like you're waiting for the perfect conditions to brew it. But sometimes all you need is that idea itself. And that is the magic. It could be something simple, ordinary, but it's enough to begin. My idea, my stone, would be that I would throw a hackathon for the people, that anybody could participate regardless of age, regardless of background, and regardless of their skill set. I knew it would be at CoBiz in Richmond, which is a beautiful co-working space that's a half a block from public transportation, owned and by Wesley Alexander, who you see pictured here. That the mayor would be there to bless the event. Mayor Eduardo Martinez, who is the first Chicano mayor of Richmond, and that Lovable would sponsor. That was my stone, that was my idea. That's what I declared to the world, and I prayed on it. And 3 days later, I had a date set for my hackathon at CoBiz with the mayor confirmed and Lovable on board. See, my water was starting to boil and my stone was starting to simmer, but still, I had no budget, no sponsors, no signups, but I did have faith. And that faith was my fire. The belief that this hackathon would happen, even if I didn't see the results, even if I had no idea, even though I'd never thrown a hackathon before and had only participated in 2, but was a winner in both of them. And so I just started telling people that I was making Sopa de Piedra. Hey, I'm throwing a hackathon. Porque even though I didn't have much, I had everything I needed. Comunidad. I had my homegirls. And when I told them what I was brewing, they spent every minute of their free time helping send emails, making phone calls, putting out flyers, working late nights, Diana bringing her daughter, just a community. Everybody's contributing to the SOPA. Through CoBiz, I found Gardenia, who has founded a company called GZ Publicity. And when she saw what I was brewing, she threw her PR services into the SOPA. Wonderful. And that's how, even though I had no budget, I was able to be live on TV twice that week with multiple appearances because it aired multiple times, spreading the word of the SOPA that was being brewed in Richmond. My friend Damiano owned a Richmond-based catering company called Cater Directly. And when he found out what I was brewing, he contributed a fully catered breakfast to the SOPA so that everybody who attended would be able to eat. My homie Donnie, he's a videographer. And when he saw what I was brewing, he offered his services to the SOPA. And he actually sent me, let me know if you can hear this, y'all. Yes, Stephanie, thank you. Donnie literally sent me this video about an hour ago. So I just wanted to share it with you, but I don't know if you're able to hear on the audio and video, if you can. and your hackathon host. And as you can see, this event was made possible by so many incredible people that came together.
Baby, get lost in this moment, burning bright in the night sky. Said we could get lost in this moment.
The creation of this hackathon is my Sopa de Piedra, the hackathon that I imagined. And somehow, we created something special here today that will feed this entire village, this entire community, not just today, but really the seed for generations to come. And build something that matters, something that is going to change the world, because in these times, that is the most important thing that we have. It is our act of resistance. It is my Sopa de Piedra. And so one by one, and I want to say that is the best Sopa de Piedra that's ever been made, the most diverse hackathon that's ever been thrown, at least in America, because we had representation across every sector that you can imagine. I saw that my sopa was brewing beautifully, from all of the elements, all of the ingredients coming together, everybody that was contributing something to make this possible. And then it was time, Sopa de Piedra Day, the day of the hackathon. And people came from all across the land. Some people drove hours and hours to come taste the sopa being brewed in Richmond, California, a place that's not known for hackathons. That's where it happens over the bridge. That stays in San Francisco, in Silicon Valley. But over here, we often get left behind, despite there being so many small businesses, despite there being beautiful spaces like Kobe's. And so people came from all across the land to contribute to the sopa. The children came. Here we have an 11-year-old Aurora working with Robert, who is now a full stack developer and working in music tech. Gardenia, she brought her 5-year-old son just to attend and see his first hackathon. We had the elders there. This is Miss Sally. Miss Sally contributed to the sopa 400 VHS tapes, 4 decades of interviews with local youth poets, capturing the essence of our community. What an incredible contribution to the sopa, and being able to pair Miss Sally up with Asim, and they ended up building an award-winning app in the hackathon. We brought out the teachers. Alicia here, who is an educator in Oakland, created an app called Better Teacher to help with personalized learning in her classroom. Right? Julia, she is a professor at Dominican University that created an app that helps nonprofits get paired with the students at the university for internships and volunteer opportunities. Yes, experts come from all ages and all perspectives and bring wisdom. The students, the youth, the future that are in it, that are seeing, that are building the creative solutions that we see, right? The small business owners, right? Maria and Eric are a married couple, and they've traveled all the way from Stockton, which is 2 hours away. So that's a 4-hour round trip. And since my sopa, my hackathon, I've been throwing sessions to just keep cultivating that community, to keep brewing, the next batch of Sopa de Piedra. And they drive a 4-hour round trip every week to just come over here to Richmond, California to learn, to grow, and to just be in community. We have the artist, Jane the Message. She is a big advocate for neurodivergent brain. She said, hey, my brain just thinks a little bit differently. I want to build an app that reflects it, that helps people who think like me, that helps them with their visual processing like me. We have Honey Gold Jasmine and Ajka, incredible artists that also won for the creative track, helping artists be paired with funding grant resources. The developers, Amar here is a developer. He works for Pinterest, and he flew in to Richmond, California, all the way from Seattle, Washington, just to sit side by side and offer his technical expertise, his mentorship, and his encouragement to all of the attendees of the hackathon. And so we had Anka, who's also a full stack developer in the space for over 25 years, sharing some of her more technical expertise with API integrations, which a lot of people had never heard of. But we brought together the builders. This is Ingrid. Ingrid has suffered really bad fire burns from surviving a fire as a child that killed her brother and her father. And so she has dedicated her life to researching wildfire prevention, particularly helping rural areas get access to the resources that they need, creating a system of nodes that connects to physical hardware that can actually take vapor from the air and turn it into water that can be stored and then have those reserves tapped for wildfires. And she does a lot of advocacy around incarcerated folks who get to fight fires when they're incarcerated, but when they're free, they're not able to. And what does that say about us as a society on who, again, gets access? And so she created an app that now is pairing that physical technology with this the software aspect of it to be integrated. And my friend Paul was there, who's a firefighter. He previously was a firefighter and a veteran, just again, offering his expertise, his story to the SOPA so that we can build culturally informed tech that is rooted in people's real experiences. And this is what happens when you empower people with the tech, with these no code, low code tools like Lovable that allow people to now literally speak their vision into existence, to take something as simple as a stone and manifest it into sustenance for a community. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I see the projects that came out. I didn't know what to expect. I just said, look, I put all these ingredients together. So whatever you have to contribute, just throw it into the sopa. And there was the builders who didn't think that they were builders. This is Cruz. Cruz, he just took a chance on himself coming to the hackathon. He came to the hackathon and he said, I don't really know anything. I'm just like a dude from the hood. I don't even have a computer. What do I look like trying to build an app? But because I had these different mentors that came to contribute to the SOPA, they encouraged him. Well, what's going on in your life? Oh, well, I have a lot of like problems with my daughter's mom, and it's made me miss like a lot of important dates, and I really want to be an active father in her life. And so he created a co-parenting app called Compath that ended up winning the Family First Award. Right? Somebody who never imagined that he would be building an app, built an app that was rooted in his experience that could actually help him and other fathers like him. And what was bigger than that was just days later, my friends that are friends with him, they just said, wow, his confidence. I haven't seen him like that. So many people came out, and that was the true power of empowering people and showing them, hey, your data source might not be like this big spreadsheet with all these numbers and have this sophisticated code, but your experience, your creativity, your ingenuity is valid. Throw it in the sofa and we all gonna eat. And ultimately, two 12-year-old girls won first place. This is Abby and this is Zyra, and they created an app called Learn Smarter, which allows um, students to get tutoring powered by AI. A lot of the ways students are using AI is like, what's the answer? Write me the essay. But this actually takes them through a path of critical thinking skills. They have built in a bunch of features that allow them to like form study groups, to do like the Pomodoro method built in so that they can have non-distractions during study time. And so they had an incredible pitch. And when I asked, I said, oh my gosh, how did Abby learn how to pitch like that? Her mom said she used your app. So I created an app knowing that the community that I'm serving, a lot of them didn't even know what a hackathon was. They see 11 to 7, they're like, oh, that's a long day. I'm gonna slide through, about maybe 4. I'm gonna come see what's happening. And if you know a hackathon, it's a linear process, right? So it's not something you can just drop in. But it's important that when we're building culturally rooted technology, that we're not building for how we want people to be. We are building for how people actually are. So I built an app so that no matter what time of day that you came in, you can go through this app and it goes through the process of the design thinking stages, helping you to hone in on human-centered design, helping you to define a problem. It writes out your entire prompt for you, and it actually develops your pitch deck. And that pitch deck is what Abby used to win the hackathon. So this is a lot of different aspects of the build, from curating the talent to the resources that you're giving community, especially of people that are non-technical, but empowering them now with the knowledge and the software to bring their vision to life. And this was just like, I didn't know when I would just put stuff on the calendar. I would just book a room. You know what? How about we go to the library this Friday? And I would just get a room at the library and I would teach my friends how to build apps. And Abby was at one of those workshops where she got the MVP down and the idea out for her app. And that's when my biggest piece of advice for anybody that feels that they want to do something, but I don't have the resources, I don't have the perfect conditions, I don't have a budget. I was able to throw a 150-person hackathon with the top talent, mentors and judges at an incredible space with less than a $2,000 budget, because I just decided to set a date and do it. And that's my biggest takeaway to you all. Just to set a date and work backwards, to have the belief in that stone manifesting into Sopa de Piedra. And that's what I would do here. I just said, hey, I'm taking 4 of my friends and we're going to get on a train and I'm going to challenge y'all to build a business in 48 hours. I got an Airbnb. We're going to have a nice steak dinner. I'm going to give you all of my software. We're going to build a business. We're going to pitch on the way back. And I don't know, it could be a terrible disaster. We could fail miserably. But you know what? I'm going to set a date and do it. Just know we making Sopa de Piedra around here. Because sometimes all people need is a space, just a physical space, a safe space, a space to be creative, a space to be validated, a space to feel that their contribution means something. And I wanted to create that space to change people's lives, which I saw was possible because I experienced that, because somebody provided me the space to change my life. I went from a homeless teen and sleeping in my 93 Toyota Camry to the first in my family to graduate from college with a bachelor's in political science from UC Berkeley. This is me performing at my graduation ceremony in front of 30,000 people with Nancy Pelosi opening for me, to using my gift of performance to raise over $5 million for first generation students like me, to launching my first company, Goal Getters, doing 6 figures in 6 months, to being the only solo team to win one of the cash prizes at my very first hackathon. And today I am the founder of the AI Homegirl. And the AI Homegirl is an agentic AI platform that centers culturally resonant AI first. It values your voice and your community and allows you to leverage a no-code platform, no dashboards, so you can actually create in LinkedIn posts, emails, copy through a simple voice note on your phone. And it helps you to capture your stories, your contributions, and your Sopa de Piedra. And so let's see. Yep, the stirring, it was the work, the invisible years of showing up, of brewing that trust to make it here. And once I told the story of Sopa de Piedra at the hackathon, people just come up to me all the time. They'll send me like a picture of soup and we all know what it means now. Or it's like, hey, you know what? I see that you're stressed out. So like, let me draft this email for you. I'm gonna put together this pitch deck for you. Because when people feel that their contributions are valid and they see how powerful it is when we come together in a space, especially a physical space, then we can really see the transformation. That's why it's like, I don't encourage the boycotts but I will give you a list of all the community-owned businesses to buy from, right? But I will create opportunities for you to come learn something and change your life. It's kind of like being the change that you wish to see in the world. And so I know that I'm almost up on time. I have four minutes here. That's my name, Kaila Love. Kaila at the AI Homegirl.com is my email if anybody wants to reach out. I know we have a couple minutes for questions, but I hope that today's session just informs and demonstrates the power of community, and that you take this parable of Sopa de Piedra and apply it to everything that you build here on and here out, especially in the climate that we're living in 2025 and beyond. So I thank you so much. And I'm happy to take any questions, comments, concerns. I see Maria from Houston, Texas. Happy to learn, collaborate, and support. Awesome. Thank you, Maria. I'm definitely going to connect with you here. Yes, I do have a LinkedIn. Let me go ahead and put it here in the chat, linkedin.com. I finally remembered it, y'all. So there goes my LinkedIn. And I see Jean here from NYC, focused on AI native product building and aspiring software engineer. Awesome. From workforce management, team leading fraud analysis. Awesome, Jean. Thank you. I would definitely be connecting with you. I'm connecting with Isabel right now. Thank you so much. Yes. And Guadalupe, thank you for your story, the wisdom and your kindness. My question is, what do you tell the voices that say this might not be a good idea to go forward on? Do you think it's a good idea? That's the thing. If somebody and there were some voices that said, "Oh, I don't know. I think that maybe you should just focus on building your product. You should just focus on fundraising. Like this is going to distract you. I don't think it's such a good idea." But I just did it anyways because, like the boy, having that vision and feeling the conviction. Because as many voices as there are not, there's the voices you'll find that the village that supports you. When you start to get that aroma going, you're gonna have more and more villagers, and they will drown out the voices of doubt. And so that was me. Aspiring entrepreneur here. Hey, Adriana, love to connect. Emmanuel, working on a hackathon in Texas. How did you get Lovable to sponsor? Okay, the head of hackathons, her name is Sophia. You could reach out to me and I can connect you. I've been doing a lot with Lovable in terms of participating in a hackathon that they sponsored, getting in with some of their teammates, making content, and then just asking, saying, and telling them about the vision of my hackathon. And they have a form that you'll be able to fill out that says how many people are you expecting, who is the hackathon serving, and then you'll be in communication. And it was actually a pretty easy sponsorship process. So I just reach out to me, and I can also connect you directly. It's Sophia. I think her last name is Nabil. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And she is the point person for the hackathons at Lovable. Awesome, Jenny. Thank you so much for your LinkedIn. I'm going to make sure that I take everybody's LinkedIn and just click it and open them up so that I can make sure if this chat doesn't save, then I have it. Hey, Steph. Nice. Co-founder of First Gen Tech in LA. Let's connect. Oh, and I didn't even tell y'all, this is the last thing, is that now the home-based hackathon model is going national. So we're doing the South LA home-based hackathon coming up on October 19th. Of December is going to be the Miami home-based hackathon. So there you have it. Yeah, oh, there's Zachary. Thank you. Those are so from my stone that manifested here in Richmond is now creating a new model of hackathons for the people. Sopa de Piedra hackathons. So thank you for that reminder. And thank you everybody for joining my session today. Adriana, I know I need to come to NYC. Maybe we'll collab on it. See, I need contribute that to the SOPA. Help me get a venue. We'll figure it out. Yes. Amazing. Emmanuel, I just got your LinkedIn. So Guadalupe, yes, just do it. Make that SOPA. Yes, Stephanie, please, let's reach out. Let's talk about it. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Zachary. Thank you, everybody who joined today. I really appreciate you being here with me. And go out there and make some Sopa de Piedra, y'all. All right. Talk to you soon.